Hello and welcome everyone to episode 11 of my WWE 2K17 Universe Mode series. Tonight we are live from Columbus, Ohio, and we will be kicking things off with some women's triple threat action as women's champion Sasha Banks goes in a match, I could say, against Becky Lynch and Paige. Sasha Banks has been women's champion for around 30 days now. It should be something like that. And she has retained and defended the title against her second challenger, Naomi. Her first was, of course, one of the women in this match, Becky Lynch. And Sasha has been quite a dominant champion so far. And she was confronted by the woman she gained the title from on the first episode of Monday Night Raw, Charlotte, who returned, and she basically made it clear that she was coming after Sasha's women's title. And Sasha put in this triple threat by the Authority, so let's see what she can do. Both these women Sasha has history with, but Becky Lynch most out of her and Paige, as Becky and Sasha date back to her NXT days when they were a part of a tag team called the Bays. I don't know what it stood for, but yeah, they were quite a cohesive team, and that team came to an NXT TakeOver Unstoppable match between Becky and Sasha for that prestigious NXT Women's title. So, Sasha and Becky, loads of history together. Paige and Becky have loads of history together, but this match is underway. Let's see what the women will do. The match kicks off and Sasha hits a scoop slam on Paige, sends her into the corner, meeting her with a face slammed into the big boot there. And unfortunately, this episode will have the star rating in the top left-hand corner. I don't know if I remember to turn it off or not, but if I don't, I apologize. And Becky Lynch with a hammerlock inverted DDT. Ringing the arm there. Irish whip off the rope. Calf kick. Sasha Banks. Irish whip to Becky. Changes her target. Knife edge chop. Sent over the top rope. And now Paige with a float over neck breaker. And a bulldog onto the prone body of Becky Lynch. I might as well add briefly here that this match was recorded when my PS4 reset my WWE 2K17, which if you follow me on Twitter you would have seen me say. So the arena is different and the attires aren't as up to date, but that is irrelevant as Universe Mode must continue. We saw Sasha Banks hit a huge frog splash to the outside where Becky Lynch was lying. Sasha now. Becky with the elbow, and now Becky might be looking for the back cat face buster, and she is. Connects. Sasha Banks taken out by it. Becky Lynch now, however, after Paige, sent her to the top rope. but a brief roll up to Becky. 1, 2, only a 2 count. Paige with a punch to the head of Sasha takes her out of the ring, and a backbreaker to Becky Lynch. Now just slamming the head down. Again, Paige asserting her dominance here. Goes for the pin. Sasha back in. A kick to the face. Kick to the side. Not really connecting. A backbreaker. Takes Sasha down for the moment. Sweep the leg. And now Becky float over DDT. Becky Lynch now. Exploder suplex. No. Sasha Banks. German suplex. And Bayley is out of the ring. Did I say Bayley? Becky is out of the ring. And now Paige on the middle rope into a tornado DDT. Turns her around, gets her up, and a knee breaker. And Paige, looking for the rampage, maybe connects to the women's champion, but doesn't go for the pin as Becky Lynch has caught her off guard. The pump handle Uranagi connects. And now Paige might have been looking for a German suplex, but Becky countered. And now an exploder suplex by Becky. Kick to the side of the leg. Knocks Becky down a bit, but not for too long. Sasha Banks with the fireman's carry. Elbow. Failing to get Becky into the corner. As Becky counters again, looking for another suplex, but Sasha Banks with the inverted DDT. That takes Becky out. Pop up Meteora to Paige. 1, 2, only a 2 count. Paige manages to get the shoulder up. And now looking to get Paige into the corner. Went for the back elbows, but Paige not having any of it. Knee to the gut. And now the alley-oop powerbomb. And now drags Sasha into position, but Becky's back in the ring. 1, only a 1 count. Becky breaks up the fall. And now Becky, electric chair drop, connects. The impact of that takes Paige out the ring. Now Becky's going to go for the pin herself. 1, only a 1 count. Took a while to get to that cover. Becky Lynch now looking for the figure 4 head scissor elbow. Cover again. 1, 2. The desperation of Becky Lynch to win this match and potentially get an opportunity at the Women's Championship is overriding her. Becky Lynch looking for another exploder suplex, but Sasha Banks cheekily puts the arm over the shoulder, 1 arm over the chest, only getting a 1 count. Kind of saved Paige's life there, not allowing her, Becky, even to get to the pin. But a roll up on Paige now. Becky's out. 1, 2, only a 2 count. Sasha just about manages to kick out. And now the swinging neck breaker. And now Sasha onto the apron. But Dana Brooke has come down to ringside. And now she could be looking for the Samoan driver. An unprovoked attack. Shut up. Sasha Banks just laid out in the middle of her match. This had just given Becky and Paige a risen opportunity. But what the hell was that for by Brooke? But Becky gonna take advantage of the prone Paige and now looking for a leg drop. Paige scoots out of the way and now has Becky in position. Could be looking for the Paige turner, which connects into the cover. 1, 2, 3. Paige picks up the victory here, and You've got to think, did she rightfully earn that victory? No doubt in anyone's mind that Paige is a fighting woman and possibly one of the greatest in this, not one of the greatest, one of the hardest working in this industry. But in all fairness, Sasha was screwed out of that match, so if that didn't happen, could we have seen a different outcome? But Paige gets this victory, and she certainly has to be more up there in the rankings. And we are here now with the main event of the evening. A dream match in many people's eyes. AJ Styles takes on Seth Rollins. And AJ Styles, he was previously locked into a feud with none other than John Cena, but he picked up the win against Cena, which many thought would have been Cena's last match, as of how much effort and struggle and might AJ Styles put into that match to get the victory. And after the match, none other than the returning Roman Reigns would just brutally assault a prone John Cena, which, similar to what Dana Brooke just done to Sasha Banks, an unprovoked attack. And Seth Rollins, he was at Battleground also in a match against the Celtic Warrior Sheamus, who I can confirm is injured after that match. Sheamus was left bloody, battered, and just, yeah. Hopefully Sheamus makes a successful recovery. Hopefully Sheamus makes a successful recovery, as the injuries he sustained weren't any that were critical to his career that would potentially end it, but he was pretty bloody, to say the least. But Seth Rollins now using his elbow against AJ Styles and a springboard Phoenix Splash. You know, he did use the Phoenix Splash to end his match with Sheamus last night, but I didn't think he'd pull it out this early. And now Rollins sends Styles back into the ring. You've got to think that there is something going on with Seth Rollins, as usually the Authority would be out here. He'd have some backup, but as of late, the Authority have been nowhere to be seen in his matches, I guess. AJ Styles with a superplex off the top rope. AJ Styles, throughout his career in the WWE, what month are we in? We're in August. Yeah, we're in August. Throughout his 8-month career in the WWE, he's had the club with him, but the club, Anderson and Gallows, have sustained injuries, as they have said themselves, but you know, you can never really be too certain, as AJ Styles with a drop toe hold sends Rollins onto the middle rope, and just a knee to the face right there. Now taunted to the WWE Universe. Don't think they'll much appreciate what you just done. But Rollins sneakily rolled out of the ring with a super kick. And now, waiting for Styles, went for a springboard frog splash, but that came to no prevail. Obviously, at Battleground, Seth Rollins did suffer a injured rib. Well, he suffered it from before that when Sheamus attacked him, but it seems healed now. But I don't think doing all of these risky moves will be too smart for Rollins, but he fights fire with fire, so you fight injury with injury. But AJ with the springboard forearm to the outside. The referee making his count. AJ Styles sends Rollins into the barricade. Okay, I have too many distractions today. Now I have a beeping going on. AJ Styles sending Rollins around the ring, sending him into barricades after barricades. Shut up, please. There we go. Now just punching him down. The referee at a count of 6. A 7 count. AJ Styles, is he going to break the count or allow? Yeah, he's going to break the count. As I previously said, this match is a dream match in some people's eyes, so it would be quite a shame if it ended on a lousy count out. Now just sends Rollins into the other barricade, who gets to his feet. And now AJ being held back by the referee. But wait a minute, that's Triple H with a punch in the back. AJ obviously distracting the referee. And now Triple H sets him up for the pedigree. Triple H has just pedigreed Seth Rollins. But that, I thought, what? Seth Rollins was like Triple H's little growth. I don't understand why Triple H would screw over Seth Rollins like that. But now AJ Styles is going to pick up the corpses. AJ Styles, the referee restarting the count obviously. But Rollins, surprised he can just about make it to, surprised he can make it to his feet. But now Styles with the Styles Clash. Cover. 1, 2, 3. AJ Styles has picked up the victory, and we've just seen two straight matches and 2 straight screwings. It's a shame that the match seen in many people's eyes as awe-inspiring had to come down to an end like this. AJ Styles has beat Seth Rollins. He's on a bit of a winning streak, as some might say. But anyway, that calls for an end to this episode. Thank you for watching episode 11. And I will see you all on Smackdown Live.